Welcome back to the Check Swing Podcast with myself and, of course, the brains and brawn of the show, Mr. Miguel, Coach Santa in the building. Hall of Famer Rob Battle will be with us a little later. Um, I'm trying not to laugh at myself, and at the same time, I'm hearing my daughter talk on the phone, and I'm like trying to listen, hear what's going on.
You listening as a dad. Who you talking to? Get off the phone.
Right, and that's what I wanted to say. Um, but I'm laughing at myself because it took me quite some time to get the show started because hard to explain. I'm gonna try to explain it as quickly as I can and as generically as I can. All the destinations that we stream live to right now, one of them popped up as you need a premium account to stream live. So I had to remove the stream from that platform. Excuse me, which we never needed that before. I guess this is a new thing, but whatever. And then once I finally did get the things going and the animation going and all like that, music going and all everything, and I took the animation off the screen, I realized I forgot to put myself and Miguel up on the screen. Through all that confusion, I forgot to do the main thing. I got to put us up on the screen too. But with that being said, go ahead. Go ahead. I know you're about to say something. Go ahead. I can
No,
see it.
I was just gonna say it happens to the best of us. It's all good.
Yeah, it's live. It's live, y'all. It's live. It's gonna happen. Um, but welcome back to the Check Swing Podcast, y'all, with myself and of course Coach Santa. A lot has happened since we last it was a couple weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we all been on, and like I said, the Hall of Famer is in the building. Mr. Rob Battle is with us.
Yo.
Hall of Famer. So now I can ask my people now, how you been? So, fellas, how y'all been?
Been great, man. Been great. This past weekend was fun. It was the first weekend in a long time we were without the mother-in-law and the two kids. So we had a weekend to ourselves.
Is that who's screaming in the background?
Yeah, now the little one's getting she doesn't like, it's weird. She likes to be in the water and swim, but she doesn't want to get her face or hair wet.
Oh, I thought that was your mother-in-law.
No, she barely talking now.
My daughter saying that she didn't like getting her face wet at all.
Yeah, we did that. Went to a wedding. The boy got suited and booted, looking real nice. Always feel good to dress up every now and then,
Right.
So
Absolutely. And Coach Santa, you had a little time off as well.
Did I? Yes, I did. I was spending some time down in Ocean City, Maryland. We had some remnants of Hurricane Debbie. So we were out on the beach the one day. It was sunny on Monday, really sunny on Tuesday. But the tide was really high and the winds were just like the waves were just it pushed it pushed the sand, the main portion of the beach back like 20 feet. So although, you had all the lifeguards doing this and, so it really wasn't, it was great for surfers, but nobody else. There was quite a few babies getting, washed up ashore. But it was great I saw a shark too, but I didn't tell anybody because I wasn't being vindictive. It was just like, y'all know better. You know what I mean? So if they get bit by the shark, then they deserve that kind of sort of thing.
How close was it?
Maybe like 100 yards away.
You sure it was a shark?
I mean, I saw the fin. I mean, it wasn't like Jaws or nothing, but it was, it could have. I mean, it could have been a dolphin, but it looked like a shark fin. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully,
however it goes.
in the news. But then again, I haven't been watching news that much the last couple of weeks because of the Olympics. I didn't even know that there was a hurricane coming up the coast or whatever it was. The hurricane. People were like, yeah, we're gonna get some of that hurricane remnant. I'm like, that hurricane from like 2 weeks ago. No, it was a
And
I only watched the Olympics for the most part, the whole 2 weeks.
damn, you were locked in.
I told you I love the Olympics. I love the Olympics. Man, I watch all it. You're watching the best of what you know. You're watching the best of like ESPN 8.
Dude, you know what event I never seen before and I didn't know it existed? So you know how I said one of the, like when we were talking about some of the odd events that, we watch or whatever. Mine was ping pong, right? I did not know that there was doubles ping pong.
Oh yeah.
I did not know that. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And it was just as, if not more intense than the regular ping pong.
And China ain't lost. I know the women haven't
Yeah,
lost.
yeah.
I think they won all of the Olympics or something like that.
Yeah.
They didn't lose.
Because I think USA was tied with China for gold, right? But US won overall. No, it was like, I thought it was like 50. I think we both had 50 for gold, and then
40. We both had 40.
It was 40.
Yeah.
Both ended up
But
with 40.
I think USA had the most medal.
The US won like 40 something of every medal.
Oh, right.
It seems crazy.
The Olympics definitely does something to you. Like I watched a water polo match.
And you're probably
I was into it. It was the women were USA women were in the semifinals against Australia. And I'm watching, they were winning, then they scored, then they tied it up. I'm like, oh damn. They wound up going to penalties.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Kind of the same as soccer, go. And then after the first round, because the first round is like best out of 5. You get 5 tries. And then after that, it just goes to sudden death, like each one goes. So like if I go and I make it and then they miss it, then we win. But so they went, old girl missed in freaking Australia. Well, didn't miss, but old girl blocked it and Australia won. I was upset. hurt a little bit. My first water polo match ever.
Australia was making up for their poor showing in the breakdancing.
Oh my god.
Dude, she's viral though. Like, are you serious?
That had to be, that was on purpose, yeah. That wasn't serious. She wasn't serious. She said, I'm gonna go in here and make a mockery out of Olympics. That had to be planned.
And now I don't know if you guys are already aware, but like breakdancing is not gonna be in the Olympics in 28.
Well, it's not. I don't feel it's something that you can put in the Olympics, man.
Yeah,
because I don't think that's something you could judge the Olympics because of like how deep in the culture it is, the hip hop. Like you would have to bring people that have done it for a long, like actual break dancers to be the judges. But now you got to teach them how to score it and all that. It's just too much. Just leave it alone.
Yeah,
that's like having rap battles and
right. Like you got to know like I guess what like vocal patterns, and you have to be rhythmic.
Yeah, delivery and wordplay and like that's not what it's for. Breakdancing shouldn't have been in the Olympics in the first place. But here's a good one for you. They bringing baseball to the Olympics.
Baseball, softball, yeah.
They bringing softball back.
And the field's going to be in Oklahoma City.
Miguel, do you think the league pauses, or do you think they send? Do you think they send the pros?
I don't think they do.
No,
there's too much money to lose because you can't pause the season unless you just make the decision that okay. Although here's what Major League Baseball can do, because I think they've actually hinted towards wanting to do it. They may push the World Series to November and just play in a neutral site, which I would hate for it to happen because, like, imagine it's Dodgers and Yankees, and they're playing in Arizona. You know what I mean? I don't think that works in baseball. Like it'll work in football, it could work in some other sports, but like in baseball, it's like no, you gotta have you gotta have the play. So you're not gonna have baseball in November or December because that's what you would have to do. So either they send maybe the AAA players, but not I don't know if they can send them A because the only other logical thing to do is to shut down baseball for 2 weeks, maybe around the All-Star break, and play less games over the season. And every time you hear talk of playing less games, that's money out of the owner's pockets, blah 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 blah.
Well, what if they did something like this? What if they not necessarily took 2 weeks off the season? I know they can't really necessarily. They don't. They wouldn't want to forego the All-Star break, right? But you instead of having an All-Star break, you just have those 2 weeks with the Olympics. That allows all your players that are in the league to go and represent their country because there's a whole bunch of different countries represented in the league here,
And just not have an All-Star game.
and not have an All-Star game.
I mean, the All-Star game is kind of
All-Star game anyway.
yeah. Even the home run derby is kind of like okay, we've seen this before.
What do you guys think about I believe it was in Japan? They did this like how they did the All-Star game in Japan. Like they just made it entertaining. Like each player, like you could dress up in like some costume or whatever. Like
yeah.
Then then they have like the battle of the mascots or something or whatever. I don't know. It seemed pretty cool. It seemed like it could be entertaining.
I think they should do something that's a little bit more. I mean, not to say that the home run derby is not fan friendly, but it's like unless you're sitting in the outfield, you're literally just watching guys hit nukes and nothing else going on. But I remember what he was talking about because I always remember I think one of them was dressed up as a Pokemon, and when he was running to first base, it looked like he was running faster than he was because of his Pokemon suit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would be more entertaining, to be honest with you. Because at this, like the All-Star game is really about, it's about like, showing the best players off. But at the end of the day, they want to be entertained. So I would even say like, wear those outfits and then at the end of the game, give the outfit away and then just give it to the fans. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. But
well, they got some things they're going to have to figure out between now and 2028. Because the Olympics are coming and they've already decided baseball is going to be in these Olympics. So they did not select breaking. Doesn't mean that breaking is going forever, at least not yet. But it won't be in 2028, at least right now. Let's stick to the Olympics real quick, Miguel, because you put this in the notes and I'm looking for it because I know you put it in there unless you took it out.
Slide.
Huh?
Have the slide up.
Sorry. Jordan Childs. What is going on here? What is going on here? There you go. All right. I thought you wanted the first one. My bad. All right. So Jordan Childs won the bronze medal in the individual. I don't even know whether I don't want to mess it up. It was the individual all around, I believe.
No, the individual floor.
Individual floor. Thank you. Individual floor. And well, originally, if you didn't see, originally she did not place third. A grievance or what's the word I'm looking for, y'all?
Well, originally she placed fifth.
Right.
There was an inquiry into the scoring by her team, and based on that, they decided to add a point, which got her the third place, the bronze.
Exactly.
which is heartbreaking because when you see the other person like just completely destroyed, and you felt bad for her, but at the end of the day, it was like, I mean, they were within their legal realm to do that. But then they waited. They had an arbitration. What, a day later, day or two later,
2 days, yeah, a
2 days
couple
later,
days.
right? And then they decided, well, you have literally 1 minute to go to the judges and ask for this inquiry. They said it was 4 seconds past the minute. Now they're saying the U.S. team is saying, well, no, there's video evidence. We went right up there, probably within a few seconds.
13 seconds before, it said. I think.
Right, 30 seconds before, and so like this is just a complete flip up. You know what I mean? This is just a complete cluster schmuck. By the judges, by the Olympic officials.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was watching that in real time, and it's a tough thing. At the end of the day, it's the judge's fault, because if they would have got the score right in the first place, you wouldn't be going through that. But I watched as, that girl, she already had her flag out, like, yo, I won bronze. She had her Romanian flag, and then like this, it's like, boom, oh no, now you're not bronze, and she's destroyed, because I think she was probably like a teenager or whatever she was. Mm-hmm. And then Jordan Childs win, and she's home or wherever she's at for a couple of days, and then they're talking about she got to get. So it's horrible for the both of them. I know people now are calling that they just give them both medals. I think at this point, that's probably the best course of action. The only way to make it, I don't know.
But to me, if there's video evidence that they went in and they were allowed to give this inquiry within the minute, that's Jordan's medal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they would do that, irregardless, unless it was something like, to me, it's like, like in football, like, oh, wait a minute, the coach puts out the challenge flag, time is not up, and then, you know what I mean? But this was something that was just like, it just came out of nowhere. I didn't know that you could make an inquiry into rescoring, like all of that was new. So, I guess part of it is, not.
Here's my thing, but they know that. They know the rules. So I don't understand why shouldn't there be somebody who keeps that clock after each, knowing that that's a possibility? So my thing is, I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't have known that it was past the minute, because if it was past the minute, they would have been like, sorry, you're 4 seconds late. We're not taking that inquiry. So that kind of tells me that they had to be within the minute.
Right.
Because if you know that that's the rules and you're keeping that time, you would have told them, no, sorry, you're too late.
Right.
Right. So something's just really fishy about that. And then they're saying that there's no precedent or what do you call it?
For giving their medal for return, because usually
there's no precedent. Like there nothing says that they're able to do that. Like after the medal's already like a couple days later, so they don't even know how that's a thing now.
And the only other times that a medal has been taken away from an athlete is for doping.
Yeah.
So this is the first time where it was really like, wait a minute, there was an error in the scoring. And now there's an error with the time of the inquiry. So it's like this, like you said, it set a precedent. So, but to me, like if there's video evidence that you still have 13 seconds left to make the inquiry and you did, the medal's got to be to Jordan. Sorry for, the other young lady. It's like, hey, it's the Olympics, put your panties on. We'll see you in 28. Try again. You know what I mean? Like these are life lessons that they have to learn.
Yeah, I'm with you on that last point there, Miguel. Like if they got it in within that minute, which it shouldn't even have been an issue because it should have been taken care of beforehand. But If they got it in within that minute, is within the rules. Jordan should have the bronze. If not, then you have a whole nother issue. That Romanian girl, I feel for, because I saw her name on the board just like everybody else did. We saw her name up there. She saw her name up there. Then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, not even you're bumped down to 4, and your whole world is crushed.
She did that ugly. She did that ugly cry. It was like, oh my god.
Man,
It's always the tall ones.
I felt so bad for her, but
The ugly
cry. I'm sorry.
What you say? It's always what?
I said it's always the tall ones that do the ugly cry, like her and Embiid. You know what I mean? It's always the tall, ugly one. I'm sorry.
For real?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Anybody even brought him up today?
But he's part. He will be.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he will.
Well, he wasn't going to be brought up by me, so he wasn't. He was. I can't even say. I can't even I can't prove it, but I can't prove it. But I didn't put him in the notes or anything, and you didn't. So, I find here's one thing I find difficult to. I guess accept. I guess would be the word. And I would like to lean on you, Rob, for maybe an understanding or insight into this, just because you've lived abroad, right? So, and you've been in the culture in several different cultures and countries, and have an understanding. There are certain sports events in the Olympics, right, where, let's say you're running track, right? Let's say you're in the 100 meters. You can win the gold, you can win the silver, you can win bronze, right? In wrestling, you can't win silver. Like, you earn silver. Like, you have to lose to get that medal. I understand you're competing for the gold. The bronze, if you're in wrestling, you have to win the bronze. You have to win the gold, and you lose and get the silver. One, personally, I would find it hard to be happy winning the silver, earning the silver, excuse me, when I lost to get it. I'm not taking anything away from those athletes. Like, they're still great. I would just find it hard to be happy that I got that medal. Now, with the team sports, like, and this is when I want to lean on you, Rob, is the teams have a lot of pride within their country, and I kind of want to ask you, is it an American thing? Is it an American mindset where we feel like you have to get the gold? Like, unless it's something that we just, it's something that's rare. Like, if it were ping pong, if somebody got a silver or bronze in ping pong, probably be excited, because I believe we were talking, I think China's been dominating ping pong for like ever. But like, I don't know. My mindset would be like, if I'm a wrestler and I lose the gold medal match and I earn the silver. Yeah, I'm happy that I competed and I was one of the top 2, but at the same time, I lost. My last match, I lost. Does that make any sense to you, Rob? Are you able to understand?
Yeah, it does. Well, to touch on the first point, you got to remember, we're superior in a lot of sports. That's why we win the most medals, because we have the most people competing, and we're competing in the most sports.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the bigger country, right? We're the dominant country. I had the same mindset. Like, yo, I want to win. If I don't win, I get silver, I'm going to be pissed. But then you got to take a step back and you got to look at the big picture. I'm second in the world. You know what I mean? So that's a huge accomplishment. So That's why they're very proud about it. And you got to think about it. Some people are winning these bronzes, and they're freaking a country like this. They're like, I think Taiwan won their first medal. I forget what it was in. I told my wife because my mother-in-law is from Taiwan, so my wife's half Taiwanese. So I'm like, oh, they won the medal, and then I forget what sport it was. But you look at old girl who won the 100-meter, Julian Alford.
Mm-hmm.
That was their first medal of the country, period.
Right.
And it just so happened to be gold. And then she went out and got a silver. So, like, that's huge for a lot of these countries. And a lot of times, like you said, if the roles were reversed, think about if it was China and all of those sports, then we would be happy to get a silver in ping pong because they're the dominant group. Even in diving, China's the dominant group as well. So, that's where that comes from. But the one thing that the other countries have, I feel that we lack is just the overall pride of representing the country, man. Like these people, I'm telling you, man, even just within the country, like when I played over there you have clubs and kids and the people grow up in these clubs. Like they grow up playing basketball there or skating there. They get older. They're still members of the club. So like you bring a championship there, like you looking at grown men crying and everything. Like they live and like bleed this particular club. And it's serious. And I don't think we have that. Like you may see some people crying if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, but it ain't like, come on, I showed you you saw what it looked like when Argentina won the World Cup.
Yeah.
Listen, that was countrywide. I promise you. They only showed you Buenos Aires, but I promise you, every city, every plaza of every city was full of people celebrating.
I believe it. One more note on the Olympics 2028, as we already mentioned earlier, baseball and softball will be in, and also flag football. Flag football will be in. There were a number of NFL players that said they would want to compete. Would y'all want to see NFL players competing in flag football in the Olympics?
I'm sure we would. Would. I don't think the teams will.
It'll interfere with it'll interfere with their training camp. But if you're like Aaron Rodgers or CeeDee Lamb, you don't give a damn about training camp.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering if like somebody like Tom Brady would go. Because Tom Brady could probably at that level.
Well, why would you need? I mean,
well, I'm saying if the NFL guys don't go. College guys aren't going to go because, that's July.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They can go.
Yeah, college guys can go.
College guys can go.
Yeah. There just has to be a provision, I guess, in their contract if God forbid they get injured or.
Yeah, they might start putting something in the scholarships saying that you can't compete in the Olympics. We'll see. We'll see. You know how these schools get and these NCAA can get. So. Yeah, I want to see what the man's name. Tyreek Hill said he would play for Japan if
he's gonna pull an Embiid.
Yeah. Maybe he's gonna pull.
Wait, I don't understand. What was he joking?
I don't know if he was joking or not. I just heard it mentioned on the radio that
was he born there because his parents was military or something like that? Confused.
That's probably, I'm gonna look that up because why pick that country in particular? That's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Maybe he said that because it wasn't Japan that handed us our behinds, and that's
it was Japan that handed us our behinds. Let's see.
He was born in Osaka.
Douglas
Where?
Douglas, Georgia.
That's
Thought
near
he was-
Japan.
Thought he was born in Okinawa with Mr. Miyagi.
Let me see.
Drew Bledsoe would love to play along with Tom Brady, but Tom Brady said he would only play if he had Tyreek Hill.
Mm.
Well, I mean, listen, Tom could compete, right? Tom could probably compete in another 4 years in a non-contact football league. Right? I'm sure Drew Hill. I mean, Drew Brees,
Tell me what you want.
What you want, baby?
Tell me
Tell me what you need.
like that. I'm sure a lot of NFL guys would be able to compete in something like that. But would it be worth it? Like it would be would it be Dream Team all over again? I know there's some guys from like the American Samoa that play football, but most of them are like linemen and stuff.
Maybe they'll give it. Maybe you can get the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, to come out and he can win the medal.
But see, here's the thing about the college. You start sending college guys, right? And let's say we just dominate, and then all of a sudden we get beat, and then we get cheated, and then we get beat again, and we're like, you know what? Let's send our pro guys. Then you got Dream Team. You know what I mean? And then you're sending pro guys all the time. So that's coming down the pike. But I'm excited to see flag football in the Olympics. I think it's going to be fun.
It's supposed to be flag football and whatchamacallit? Flag football and cricket.
Cricket, yeah.
I think there was one more.
They gotta have bowling, man.
I thought they did. They used to.
That's what I thought. But
I think they should add poker.
Yeah, okay.
I think they should add poker.
Olympic
There's a lot of
champion
different
poker.
nationalities on that poker table.
If you add poker, then you got to bring back breakdancing because it's the same.
Oh no, I
Same-
Same level of entertainment.
Right.
I don't think I could watch that breaking again. I don't know.
I want to watch see a degenerate gambler win gold.
Why not?
So
Where-
they could go gamble it.
Right, so they can go right to Vegas and lose it.
Absolutely.
They're gonna say, oh, Miguel said to the Olympic champion of poker, just gambled away his gold medal.
He wouldn't be the first one. I know that.
After he used half of his winnings to buy a Reggie Jackson old school jersey.
Yeah. Miguel, tell us about this Jaron Duran.
So Jaron Duran, he's a rookie player from the Red Sox who's not doing himself any favors. He was suspended by the Boston Red Sox for 2 games because of a slur, an anti-gay slur. So apparently he was getting the business, and he said, "Shut up, you expletive."
What did the expletive start with?
Two F's.
You effing, and then gay person.
The F word.
Yeah.
I figured.
So, but he had just won, I believe, like the Sportsman's Courage Award or something like that. And he wears a T-shirt that says "F 'em," and he wore that to the press to apologize publicly for what he said. So, yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on. He wore a shirt that said "F him."
Mm-hmm. Now, This was a shirt that he's worn all season. Because he's a champion for mental health, and also people that have mental health issues taking medication. Because he's got some mental health issues that he's been kind of open about. So that's kind of like his campaign and his encouragement to the people that suffer from anxiety and depression, like f everybody kind of thing. But when it's like time and a place kind of sort of thing. To me, it's like when Larry Brown and Allen Iverson were going at it before that famous press conference, and Larry Brown and I think it was Billy King. They were like, "You want to do the press conference? Go ahead." And of course, he made a huge ass of himself, on national television. So I think that's what the manager did. Go ahead and apologize. You want to wear that shirt? Go ahead, fine. You know what I mean? So people are like, first they were sympathetic to him because, oh, well, he's obviously dealing with something. But then when you apologize and you have that across your shirt, it doesn't make for a real authentic apology. So, but he's been suspended for 2 games.
Who heard it? Like it was like it was who was it directed towards?
It was directed towards the fans.
A fan, okay.
Right, towards those fans. Because he said that he just got revved up. They were like literally every at bat, every time I was up there, they were just grinding on me. And so he issued the the homophobic slur, and there you go.
All right. Well, that's you can't say things anymore. You can't say certain things anymore. We spoke about
it was
you can't say a certain word. We didn't.
Right, and the aftermath of it was okay. Well, he's going to apologize and it'll blow over, but now it's like, well, how much slack can you really give him because of that FM shirt?
Right. We're going to move on to NFL a little bit. Training camp is underway. The Eagles have played their first preseason game and will be playing their second preseason game this week. Right now, they are this week. They are in practice sessions with the New England Patriots out in Foxborough. Things going on out there. Eagles looking good. What were your guys' impression if you had a chance to see the game? What was your guys' impressions of the Eagles? Offensively, mostly second teamers. Of course, defensively, had some starters out there. What was your impressions of the Eagles in that game against Baltimore's second teamer?
I mean, it's preseason. There's only so much. The last preseason game I saw, like for any type of excitement. Remember when we had that dude Bradford with the stupid football sleeves, and he took it to the Green Bay Packers. It was Chip Kelly's last year, and I think we went down the field in like record time, and everybody said we're going to win the Super Bowl, and then we didn't. And then Shady McCoy was gone, and Deshaun Jackson was gone. I was like, preseason don't mean nothing, and they were 4-0 in that preseason, and they lit it up. So it's like you can't judge a season based on preseason. Sorry,
preseason. I can't stand. I especially since they don't really play the starters now. I hate preseason football.
But you know what though? Like if you notice, since the starters have stopped playing the preseason, you're seeing more week 1, week 2, week 3 injuries. And I think you're going to start to see there's going to be something to that. Because how is it by week 6 last year, like you had the top 10, like at least 4 of the top 10 running backs out with ACLs or Achilles?
Yeah, I don't know if those guys played in the preseason or not. But like the excuse me, the Eagles with Nick Sirianni, the offensive starters have really never played in the preseason. For the most part, they don't play in the preseason. And it helps with the health because they put the stipulations in for a certain amount of days with pads on in training camp, certain amount of days, or they've ended the 2 a days, right? There's no
For all intents and purposes, yeah, like you can do 2 a days, but they have to be like, if the temperature's too high, you got to be indoors. So there's like so many, there's so much to it.
gosh.
And I think too, the Eagles actually they hired a whole new
Where's this from?
um, uh, athletic staff. So basically, so that they can, because I think there was a lot of like non-contact injuries, so a lot of pulls, a lot of tears the last couple of years. So they're trying to reduce that. So they brought in some extra help to help with muscle strength and durability, I guess you can say.
Nick Foles retiring as an Eagle. Bought the Eagles their only Super Bowl in Philadelphia.
Good old Saint Nick.
Listen, I know it wasn't, but the city of Philadelphia, the streets of Philadelphia look like that picture that Rob showed us of Argentina.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell, but I'm telling you, that's what it was.
I'm still mad at the fact that national pundits said there was only 500,000 people at that parade. And then I was always joking, well, it's because they were measuring using the metric system. But it didn't make sense when the Phillies had the parade from City Hall to the stadiums. They said, oh, it was about a million and a half. And if you remember, the parade for the Eagles was longer. It actually started from the stadium and they worked backwards. Stadium to City Hall, down the Parkway, all packed. And you're telling me that was less than the Phillies?
Ain't no way. Well,
Not to get into crowd sizes like Trump, but like, come on.
Were you guys out there?
I was there, and I made a poor decision.
how much was your bail?
No. I didn't do anything wrong. I meant like where I made a wrong turn. When we were coming, we took the trolley in, got off at 22nd Street because City Hall was closed, and you go into the parade route, right? And you had the stanchions or whatever, the markers. We decided to set up. It was like right along like 23rd and the Parkway. We were like right there. The bus was gonna come right down. So me and my infinite wisdom were like, hey, we can get closer, right? So we go to Eakins Oval, right? And Eakins Oval, big and round. But I didn't realize that the route had changed. So the center of Eakins Oval was actually closed, and they were actually coming in from the far right-hand side, like where you can go onto Kelly Drive or you can go onto MLK Drive. So we were all the way to the left. So the bus that they were on looked like this.
Mm-hmm.
So and you can see the people.
That's how far you were. It looked that small.
That's how far we were. However, we were thoroughly entertained because apparently where we stood, the Eakins Oval, right? And there's these old school they look like candelabras, right? So they're like maybe, I don't know, like 30 yards apart, and there's like 6 of them, right? So we're waiting. We got there like at 9 o'clock. The parade didn't end there until like maybe 1. So there was a lot of waiting. So in the waiting, random people were trying to climb up those poles, right? People were falling left and right. So every time somebody would fall, you would just hear this loud boo. So after a while, the crowd was starting to get like really like, wasted, for lack of a better word. So when more people were trying to climb to the top and one person actually got up there, they were throwing beer at them. So one guy got hit, bam, his head went back like Kennedy and just like flew to the ground, and like he went down like 30 feet and everybody was cheering. until there was this one girl. She made it to the top, and we thought she was about to, but she just went like this, and she started dancing on the pole like she was an experienced stripper.
Mm.
And she slid down, no hands. Everybody gave her a standing ovation. And then as she was giving everybody the high fives and the kisses, she got a beer can right in her forehead. So, so we were quite entertained that day, but it was freaking freezing the ground. I just remember just how packed it was when we were coming back from the parade. Like the SEPTA, they weren't even down in the tunnel. They were literally collecting the fares from a trash bag. So they were like, just throw your money in here. So the fare was what, $2.25, whatever. Just throw it in. The trash bag was like a foot tall, and all the trolleys were packed. And I remember getting groped and assaulted several times on the trip home.
Wasn't no women around either.
No, there was, yeah.
Well, it sounds like
Yeah.
you and your wife had a very good time.
Say again?
It sounds like you and your wife had a very good time.
Sure.
Yeah, me and my wife were there. We
So you went with your wife, though.
yeah, we witnessed a few fights around us
Yeah.
going down. People going to blows.
It was nice to see when we're coming down 22nd.
At the Eagles parade.
At the Eagles parade?
Didn't we see like 2 or 3?
Yeah, I was so cold. I can't.
She was cold. I was fine.
I was freezing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was cool until we got to the condole one where she was literally standing on mud.
I didn't go to the Eagles parade.
Why didn't you go to the Eagles parade?
I didn't.
Because you were cold.
So you're,
No.
you're not a true Eagles fan?
There you go. There you go. Coming at my neck. No, I didn't go to the Eagles parade because I don't do crowd. I don't mess with crowd. I mean, I don't know what happened to me in my life, but I don't do crowds no more.
Oh, I thought you switched teams like Embiid.
I did, however, go to the Phillies parade. I
love
was
it.
at that one, and that's when I realized I'm not doing another parade.
Yeah, that was I heard. I didn't do the Phillies parade because I actually was trying to get downtown and I actually couldn't. There was nothing. Like they said, it was the first time I think the system SEPTA like ran to max capacity. They said we can't do anything no more. But the smart thing was that for the Eagles parade, they said no stops to City Hall. That was actually the smartest thing they did.
I was out of the country.
Oh, for the Phillies one, when the Phillies won, you were out.
That was 2008, right?
Yeah.
That was in Spain.
Now let me ask you this question. Being that you're a 4-for-4 guy, right? Not being home for that, like, was that like, how was that for you? Like, Philly finally gets a championship and you weren't there for it. Like, was that like, of course they win when I'm not there, or were you able to like really be happy about it?
I was happy about it because my thought process was like you. I don't like big crowds. But I'm also not a huge baseball fan. Like I don't watch it a lot or anything like that. I like it, but so it wasn't that big of a deal. I was excited for the city, and I was excited for the Phillies, and like that's just the same. I witnessed that over in Spain, and that was the same year Barack got elected. I watched that, stayed up watching, waiting for that to happen while I was over there. So, but with the Eagles thing, because I'm more of a football fan, I'm like, I hate the crowds, but it's an experience. Like I want to just have the experience to say I went. But if I had my choice, like no, I'm like you. I don't want to be in that. I don't like crowds. People all just. I don't. I need to. I need my
I don't
space.
do that at all. Mm-mm.
You
Can't.
know.
I end up fighting.
I'll start leaving. Like when I get somewhere and something start getting crowded, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I did that. I did that at a club one time, actually, in Georgia. It was kind of funny. Um,
Started throwing bows.
yeah, I did. I did, and then my I hate to say this because the way it sounds, but somebody stepped on my Jordans. And I was just, and instead of like being that person, I was like, you know what? Let me just leave. Let me just go because I'm not going to do anything but get more frustrated about my situation. So I did. I walked back to the hotel I was staying, which I walked up with a group of people. Didn't realize how far it was when I had to walk back by myself. It was very far. I have no idea. It was very far. So, and I was in Athens, Georgia. So there you go. Um, I don't really want to. I don't really want to talk about this too much because we're running out of time. But Hassan Reddick, he traded Hassan Reddick for um, Huff. I forgot his first name that fast. But Hassan Reddick now is demanding a trade from the New York Jets.
That's on Reddit.
He hasn't even played it down for the Jets yet. Just got traded to the Jets. Said he was going to play. Said he'll be playing, but now he's holding out. Like he wants a new contract. He wants to be traded. If they're not going to give him a new contract, they want to get traded. People are saying that the Eagles dodged the bullet.
Yeah, I think they did. I mean, is he worth it?
Financial bullet, maybe. That's about it.
Yeah, but I mean, if the dude that we got in return is the equivalent or better, then we obviously made out.
Yeah, absolutely. But
there's a big gap.
If he's not, we traded away a double-digit sack guy.
Here's my soundbite on the situation. He should have took that cut and stayed home. Take that big cut and stay home. Sometimes, and I get it. Football is a violent sport. You want to make sure you make as much money as possible. But sometimes, just being in the best situation is enough. You get paid decently, and you have peace of mind of being home, being in a great situation and part of a great organization. I've had to make that decision before. The difference between making this and $20,000 more. But I had to think about my wife, and I'm like, I just came from a tiny city. I'm gonna take her back to another tiny city where there's nothing to do. I think I'm gonna go to the bigger city, and I'm gonna take less for quality of life.
There you go.
So that's my soundbite on it.
Spoken from a man that has had to make that decision in that type of situation. There you go. Miguel, you have a big dummy.
I have a big dummy, and I think the video can do it more justice than I can. So
is it Embiid?
No, not this week.
Somebody needs some American Ninja Warrior training.
Why is he a big dummy? I mean, the obvious, right?
Look at what was that, bro? Come on, man.
He got no ups whatsoever.
But I love the walk. You gotta the feet gotta hit first. You just what are you
Right.
doing?
You got to push yourself up.
The best part in all that is after the second attempt, he just went around. He's like, "Okay, you guys got me." And then the walk of shame past the cars animated things.
Oh,
It's
this
like
guy-
everything about this. His reaction was just so late. Like, oh damn, the cops. He's like, I'm gonna get up there. No, I'm not.
But the funny thing is, the staff was up there at the top of the wall waiting for him anyway.
Just waiting for him.
Like he wasn't getting anywhere. Was that wasn't in Baltimore, was it?
To San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
I got Can I
Hold
add,
on. I gotta do this one real quick thing, real quick. Hold on. My bad. All right.
can I add one for you?
Please do.
This has been on. It's bothering me. Maybe I haven't seen much coverage, but
The Olympic Committee.
I'm going to say Asia Wilson.
Why? What she do? What happened?
Did you not see the post game interview?
No, I didn't. The gold medal game?
Yeah, after they
No.
won the gold medal. So, mind you, you know all the talk with the Caitlin Clark talk and Asia Wilson's the face of the league and why don't she have a signature shoe? And and people always talk about marketability, and that still holds true because people just don't relate. Like centers and forwards just don't sell shoes. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So great interview going on. Mind you, she's talking to another. The young lady that was interviewing was black as well. And I don't know if y'all familiar with Kalia Copper. She's a Philadelphia native. Played big minutes down the stretch, made some huge plays, big free throws. So she asked her one word for Kalia Cooper, down the stretch. And she says, and I quote exact words, "That bitch." And then did that.
Is that okay? All right.
So that's what you got to say to the world on world, not national TV, on world TV. That's the message you wanted to put out, Asia. You face of the league. That's. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine after they won the gold medal game and they asked LeBron James and he said one word to describe Steph Curry in these past 2 games, and he said, "That nigga." Can you feel me?
Yeah. That's. I mean, I get the heat of the moment, but yeah, you got to choose your words more carefully. That's talk in the locker room in your circle, not on the world's biggest stage.
I can't. I got one more for you before we go.
Got a lot of dummies this week.
Noah Lyles.
Ooh, why is Noah Lyles your dummy?
We're having COVID.
I like Noah Lyles, man. I wanted to like now he's just going too far. Like when he said how can they be world champions, the NBA, and I'm like, well, technically, you got a little argument there, Then he came for the NFL, and then he's quoted saying that he was invited to Anthony Edwards' shoe unveiling. He said, "You want to invite me to a guy who never even won a NBA championship, and I'm a world champion, and bro, now you OD, man. You're shooting yourself in the foot, man. You sound horrible. This doesn't make you marketable because you're making news. They saying not all publicity is good publicity. That's fine, but that doesn't make you marketable. This is not going to get you a shoe, sir."
The other thing is that Noah Lyles was seen in downtown Paris days after he already was confirmed with COVID, partying it up like nothing was wrong while still under COVID.
Man, that's got to be
That's enough for a big dummy right there.
that's
Wait
like
a minute.
so the fact that he even that the fact that he got COVID, right? Um, I found it interesting that he stated that he had COVID after the race. Now he done been around. Now he did have a mask on, but he done been around everybody, and then he lost, and then he let everybody know he got COVID. But damn, does everybody got COVID now? Because he done been around everybody.
Well, the other thing was too. He said, "Thank on the 10th." He said, "Thank God I'm COVID free," and then he took a picture of his negative COVID test. So,
So 3 days ago.
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
he was seen out. He was seen out partying the day before that test. So, yeah.
Well,
We got a couple comments, guys.
oh yeah,
We got
I'm throwing them in there.
yeah, no allows any line. That's fine, but you don't need to elevate yourself by talking negatively about another person. That's what I say.
So
Yeah,
keep them coming. Keep them coming. We gonna get up out of here. Any last words, guys? I didn't miss anything, did I? I'll take that.
no, the men handle their business. We're still the top of the crop in basketball for now.
That was a good game too. That gold medal game was a good game.
So
All I'll say is I'm surprised that we had 3, maybe 4 big dummies tonight, and not one of them was Joel Embiid. I'm impressed.
I just knew that was going.
I'm impressed.
Well, he should get a big dummy for his comments about saying that, maybe 2028 I'll play for Cameroon. That's a big dummy. Go ahead, hit it.
There you go.
Hit it, Jay.
Hit it.
I don't have it up anymore.
Oh.
I'm on the comments now. Sorry.
How convenient.
I assumed he would. Like in his comments, the things that he had been saying to me always seemed like, okay, I do want to play in the Olympics. I want to win a gold medal. Best chance to do that, U.S. or France, right? I figure if he wins the gold medal, he's going to play for Cameroon from here on out. How'd you do?
You can't just be out here switching nationalities, bro. Like that.
Put your mic. I
hear
you. Your mic got low on us. Right.
I said you can't be out here switching nationalities, man.
Who does he think he is? Kamala Harris?
Hold on. It happens in other sports all the time. You said what, Miguel?
I said, who does he think he is? Kamala Harris?
No, he's the Team Elijah one.
What about Akeem?
Akeem played for Dream Team too.
Yeah, that's the only one he played for.
I know.
Yeah,
but he's not.
He also never said he was playing for anybody else.
Show me where it said Embiid said he was playing for France.
Now you're gonna make me do the digging. I had the whole thread.
Here I'll give you a week to find it. You can show it to me. Get up out of here.
Got you.
We could, because I was looking it up. I saw some things, but I never saw where he actually said y'all be playing for France. But you can let me know. And I've never seen so many people mad that somebody decided to play for the United States.
He used this, man. We don't want him. Not claiming him.
I'm just letting y'all know that it happens in a lot of sports. Embiid is not the first person to do it. Actually, there were some people on the U.S. track and field team that did it this year. So,
damn,
you got a week to pull out your receipts too. Then.
All right, there's no problem. I'll find them for you.
You're becoming the Howard Eskin of Joel Embiid's life.
No, you guys are the Howard Eskins of Joel Embiid's life. You are the Howard Eskin to Allen Iverson. You guys, the Embiid is Howard.
No,
Eskin.
You're the Howard Eskin to the Eagles. There we go. There it is.
I don't even. I don't even understand.
Howard Eskin is the ultimate apologist. I thought Dave Spadaro used to be like the massager for the Eagles.
Am I? You saying I'm a Embiid apologist?
Oh, big time.
For sure. I mean, I ain't going. I accept all. I accept all that. I don't deny or I accept all. Yeah, I am. I'm an Embiid apologist. Absolutely. And I'm not ashamed.
And don't get it twisted. I want him to win. I really do.
I don't even know if you do.
Oh no. I do.
Whatever. He's still going
This
to
is right. He's made choices in his life that were poor decisions.
He could win and go to Chick-fil-A, and you should be like, see, he's still eating Chick-fil-A.
Right, but I would say that he's a champion eating in Chick-fil-A. Right now, he's just Embiid.
Listen, anytime
he's,
you don't,
he's second round
championships, right?
He can't get past the second round Embiid. That's right. That's his name.
Won league championships, right?
I've won multiple league championships. Yes.
Damn, hold up. Well, damn.
Man, yo, he said that with his chest. So listen.
Championships. Okay. You win a league championship. That's the pinnacle, right? That's the top. That's the goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything other than a league championship is worthless, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I wanted to say. We'll see y'all next week.
Nobody's cranky. Nobody's cranky.
No, unless you win in the championship.
And that's all I'm saying.
Unless you're winning a league championship, nothing else matters, right?
You gotta get out. You gotta get out of the first round, the second round to get to a championship.
And
You have to get through whatever rounds to get to. You have to get to the championship to win.
I should have gotten this video. This is like reason number 19 on why they hate Embiid. When they're panning into the camera and they're giving away the medals, and he's all big and dopey, and then all of a sudden he does the DX kind of suck it when they start booing him again. I'm like, dude, seriously,
bro.
He wasn't even the reason why they won.
If that was Bryce Harper, you would have loved it.
No class.
You would have loved it if it was Bryce Harper. Don't even try. Don't even try.
Have some class.
If it was Brian Dawkins, you'd have been like, "Yeah, B Dog, that's right."
Brian Dawkins wouldn't do that because B.
Right,
but if he did do it, you would love it.
But he wouldn't.
And you would
because he has class.
He would have been hallelujah.
If T.O. had done it, you would have loved it.
No, T.O.'s you expect
he
that
cried
from
too
T.O.
much.
T.O.
would have done it. T.O. would have done it.
T.O. would have done it. T.O. plays to the crowd.
She does.
So, you can pick and choose, what you want to, T.O.
I wouldn't love it. I wasn't a fan of him running to the star and putting the ball on it. I didn't like that. And I would have knocked this block off.
That was the best highlight. That was one of the best highlights of her career.
Yeah, I would have knocked this block off the first time. I don't know how they let it get.
Yeah, somebody should have knocked this block off the first time, but I definitely liked it.
Yeah, I don't know how they let that happen. Mm-mm.
They didn't let it happen twice. I tell you that.
Who was that hitting? Darren Woodson, right?
Darren Woodson. I think it was Darren Woodson.
Yeah. The Cowboys still lost. That's the most beautiful thing in the world.
Remember, unless you come home with the ring, it don't mean a thing. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that ring, right?
There you go.
Wait, didn't Emmitt Smith run and put it there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, this is so childish, man.
And his was corny though. His was corny, right? We out here, y'all. Check y'all next week on the check.
Embiid out.
And then,